Theft Auto Online is a mess, man. There's so many things thrown in your face at once telling you to buy this, buy that, but most of the stuff the game is promoting to you is completely trash. A couple of months ago, we spoke about the 10 worst things you can buy in GTA Online. So today, we're gonna flip the script and talk about 10 of the best things you can buy in the game. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe for more stuff like this. It's completely free, and anything Grand Theft Auto related that you're gonna need to know is gonna be here, man. So just scroll down, check. If you're not subscribed, definitely subscribe, and hey, maybe even hit that notification bell. I don't know. How do I say this? GTA Online has turned into an all-out futuristic Saints Row battle royale mess full of people who are gonna kill you for no reason, basically. So you'll need a way to stay safe. So starting off the list at number 10, we've got armored vehicles. Honestly, there's a huge bunch to choose from, so I'm gonna give you a couple of good options. You can go for a cheaper armored car that'll protect you from just bullets, or you can go a step up to the vehicles that are gonna protect you from explosives as well. If you're just looking for an armored car, I would recommend the armored Kuruma or the Duke of Death. They're both pretty cheap compared to most armored vehicles in the game, and you can actually get the Duke of Death for free if you're a returning player. The Kuruma is an armored sports car, where the Duke of Death is an armored muscle car, so really whatever you prefer, just pick the one that you like more. If you want to take that extra step further to protect yourself from explosives as well, I'd recommend either the Nightshark or the Insurgent pickup custom. Again, they're both really good options. If you want to learn more about all of the armored vehicles in the game, check out the dedicated video I did explaining all of that. But those are 4 pretty good options to get you started. At number 9, I've put high-end apartments. These can be a really great way to make money, but really only in the early stages of starting out in GTA. You can get a high-end apartment for as little as $200,000, which is really cheap nowadays. Along with getting the apartment, you get a 10-car garage as well. But of course, the main selling point for these things is the fact that it lets you start heists. The original heists for beginners are an extremely good way to make money. Realistically, you can probably make around $400,000 an hour on your first time through, but these are really something that's only worth completing once because of all of the first time bonuses you get. The second time you complete all of these, you're not going to get that first time bonus, so there's a lot of other ways you can make money faster in the game, but for beginners, this is a really cheap way to make a lot more money. Going back to the vehicles with number 8, we've got the helicopters, and again, I'm going to give you a couple of options to help you out. Beginner level, we've got the Buzzard, easily the most recognizable heli in the game. It's also one of the cheapest helicopters in the game, and it'll get the job done, basically. You can also spawn the Buzzard in right next to you for free whenever you're a CEO, so that's a massive upside to this one as well. If we're talking advanced levels, I would go with the Akula. I've said it so many times on this channel, this is one of my favorite vehicles in the game for one simple reason, and that's the fact that it can go completely off the radar. Yeah, the Akula lets you go off the radar to all other players when you put it in stealth mode, which, as you can imagine, is extremely useful if you're in a public lobby. This makes business missions so much easier. Really, any mission you have to do in a public lobby a lot easier, because you can actually complete them without getting followed and killed all the time, because no one on the map is gonna know where you are. This is an insanely good, almost a completely necessary investment if you really want to get into grinding GTA Online. So definitely buy one of these if you plan on doing that. At number 7, I've put pretty much all of the passive businesses in the game. So these are things like the bunker, as well as a few of the MC businesses like the Coke Lockup, Meth Lab, and Cash Factory as well. You could maybe even throw in the weed farm. That's a pretty good way to make money as well. These businesses are so great for making money because almost everything happens in the background, which means you can go have fun if you want, or you can just go grind out more money while these businesses are making you even more money on top of that in the background. If we're ranking these businesses, I would say Bunker is the best, then you got the Coke Lockup below that, then the Meth Lab, and then the Cash Factory coming in at 4th. If you want to know the exact profits per hour for all of these businesses, or you just want to figure out how they work, again, I've made guides on every business in the game, so definitely check that out if you need help. A CEO office is pretty much a must-have property in 2020 because of how many things it allows you to do. On top of giving giving you access to special missions that pay pretty decent money. It also gives you access to several businesses that you otherwise wouldn't be able to buy. All of that stuff is great, but maybe one of the most underrated parts of the CEO office is that you can buy extra garage space to allow you to hold 60 vehicles in the one building. Yeah, 60. That means if you've got enough vehicles, you can put 60 of your best vehicles in the one place to show off to all of your friends, which of course is a huge flex if you want to make all of your friends really jealous of how much money you have. So CEO office at number 6. To go along with the CEO office at number 5, we've got warehouses. And we're talking both crate and vehicle warehouses. I wanted to group them together. In order to buy these businesses, you actually need to own a CEO office. So unfortunately, these ones are hidden behind a pretty big paywall. Unfortunately, with almost everything in this game, you've got to spend money to make money. But if you can force yourself to save enough money to buy these, they're definitely worth it. There's an ongoing debate whether you can make more money with crate warehouses or vehicle warehouses, so I'll let you decide which one you like more. But especially for solo players, no matter which one you choose, you're gonna be making a lot of money pretty quickly. My heart just wouldn't let me put this one in the top 3, man. I couldn't do it. So at number 4, we've got the Oppressor Mark II. I don't really think there's much of a debate here. This is the most overpowered vehicle in the game. The Oppressor Mark II is a flying motorbike. I mean, you can't really even call it a motorbike anymore. It's a flying something. Regardless of whatever you want to call this thing, it's extremely agile. It can hold 20 rockets that have insane tracking on them. It can go 0 to 60 in like 1 second. It's basically a jet mixed with a helicopter, mixed with a bike that's extremely mobile. Yeah, this thing's cracked. And even though it's the best vehicle for griefing, it's also the best vehicle for grinding money. So if you can't beat them, just join them. Yeah, this thing's really good, man. I don't know what to tell you. At number 3, we've got the Terabyte for a few reasons. The Terabyte acts in a really similar way to the Mobile Operations Center. It's basically a big truck with a control center in the back. But that control center allows you to start up some really high-paying missions, among other things as well. These missions are called client jobs. They're really quick, really easy, and if you could somehow afford a Terabyte at level 1, which you couldn't, I really don't think you'd have a problem completing these as a level 1. They're that easy, and they can make you around $30,000 in the blink of an eye. On top of that, you can also start source missions for all of your businesses from here as well, which isn't really that useful for your passive businesses because you normally just buy supplies for those. But for your warehouses where you need to go out and source crates or source vehicles, this is a really useful thing to have. It's gonna save you a lot of time. As if that wasn't enough, the Terabyte Workshop is also the only way you can add rockets to your Oppressor Mark II. So basically, it's a must-have item if you ever want to buy an Oppressor. At number 2, we've got the Nightclub, easily the most confusing business in the game for new players. I made a really in-depth guide trying to explain how this thing works, and still a lot of people were really confused. But once you understand how this business works, it can be the best business in the game because of how easy it is to run. You pretty much have to do nothing. This thing is just going to keep printing money. The Nightclub utilizes all of your existing businesses, sort of combines them and makes even more money for you. And the best thing is, you don't even have to lift a finger because your Nightclub technicians are going to do all of the work. On top of being the easiest business to operate once you understand it, you also need the Nightclub if you want to buy a Terabyte. So what that means is you need the Nightclub for the Terabyte, and you need the Terabyte to put rockets on your Oppressor. So basically, these 3 items are all linked together. And I mean, for new players, that kind of sucks because everything is locked behind a massive paywall. But if you get to grinding and make the money, it'll all be worth it once you actually have all of this cool stuff to show for it. And to finish off the list at number 1, we've got the arcade. In my opinion, the arcade was the best addition to the game because there's just, like, man, there's so many reasons this thing is great. Let's start off with the Diamond Casino Heist. Obviously, that's one of the best reasons this thing's so good. You need an arcade to start up the Diamond Casino Heist, which is currently the best way to make money in Grand Theft Auto Online. If you get pretty good at the heist and you do it all correctly, you can make almost $1 million an hour just with this heist alone. Like, that's not even including all of the other businesses that are making you money in the background and stuff like that. You add on top of that the arcade safe is going to make you a little bit of pocket money as well. It's a pretty good way to make money. But maybe the best part about owning an arcade, and my favorite part about all of this, is that you can buy the Master Control Terminal. The MCT has been the best quality of life improvement in the game's 7-year lifespan, because the MCT allows you to buy supplies for all of your businesses from the one spot. Previously, you had to drive to every single one of your businesses individually to stock them all up, which of course would take you all across the map. Depending on what vehicle you have, this could take you up to like 10 or 15 minutes. But with the Master Control Terminal, you can do it all in about 30 seconds just by pressing a few buttons on the screen. So this thing is an absolute lifesaver. The arcade is, in my opinion, the best thing you can buy in Grand Theft Auto Online. So we'll wrap it up there. If you enjoyed the video, a thumbs up is always appreciated. And again, consider subscribing for more stuff like this. We've got a lot of good stuff coming in the future. I hope you're all staying safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Favorite color, money green. Paper, I've been on my grind since I was in the